What is the best way to learn mathematics? What books should you buy? How many hours a day should you study? And what's the best time of the day to study? Well, this video is not about any of that, because more importantly than any of that is the ability to sit down and actually do mathematics. If you actually get a piece of paper and a pencil or a pen and you sit down after this video and you do a math problem, you're going to get better at math. So after this video, try it. When this video is over, sit down and do one math problem and you're going to get better. It works. The trick is to get yourself to do it. The trick is to have that willpower, to build that discipline. And there's all kinds of things you can do to build that discipline. One simple strategy, and then we'll move on, is try to get yourself to do at least one problem a day. At least one problem. That's a good way to get started. But you need to have reasons. You need to have a reason to actually do math. Because just because you like something doesn't mean you're going to do it. I like playing guitar, but I don't play a lot of guitar. I'm going to play today. At least one song I'm going to play today. But you need to have strong reasons. And that's what this video is about. It's finding your reasons to do math, because once you find your reason, you are going to become unstoppable. You are going to become an unstoppable force that can just learn math, and you're going to get really good at it. Because if you have a good reason to do something in life, you're going to do it. You're going to do it. A lot of times people will say, oh, I don't feel like doing math. You just don't have a strong enough reason. It's not that you're lazy, because most of us aren't lazy. Most of us appreciate hard work. We work hard, we see the rewards, we feel good, right? We feel good when we have success. It's getting ourselves to do the work that matters, because once you do the work, you're going to get some results. You might not be incredible, but you're going to come out better than when you came in. You're going to become stronger, much stronger. So let's talk about some reasons. The first reason is not my reason, but it might be yours. And I say this because people evolve over time. If you're 16 years old, if you're 18 years old, if you're 24 years old, 30, 50, your thinking is going to be different when you're older. Your thinking changes. When I was 19, I worked at this steel factory. We had to pick up 20 pieces of steel. It was a great job because you got to see who was weak and who was strong. You got to see who was lazy, who couldn't work the whole time, who had to take extra breaks. And there was this guy there. He was older than me. He was like 27. I was like 19. He looked at me and he said, you got your whole life ahead of you, man. Your thinking is going to change. When you're my age, you're not going to think the same way. And that came up in the conversation somehow, but that's what I got from the conversation with him. And that stayed with me forever, because your thinking changes. Your reasons for doing math will change, or anything in life. They're going to change. It's called maturing mentally, and hopefully you have better reasons over time. So let's start with reason number one. This is not my reason, but I think it's important because this was the reason that a semi-famous, fairly famous professional mathematician gave me. When I went to graduate school, I was assigned an advisor. I had never met him. All I had was his room number and his name. So I knock on his door. He says, come in. So I open the door and he's got this huge office. There's books everywhere. He had stacks of books all over his desk. He was writing a book, which I don't own his books. I haven't bought it yet. But he had stacks of books everywhere. And he was writing a book on real analysis, on problems in real analysis, or something like that. And he's just books everywhere. And he gave me two pieces of advice. Firstly, he told me that I should not spend too much time on any particular math problem because I couldn't afford it. I did not listen to him. I told myself, oh, that's really good advice. I'm going to do it. And I was hard-headed. I spent hours on problems and it hurt me. You can't do that, right? So he was right and I was wrong. The second piece of advice he gave me was that you need to find your reasons. He found his reason because he would look at the teacher and he would say, oh, this guy can do analysis. I can do analysis. Who did this guy think he is? Who does this person think he is? He's not better than me. That was his reason. That's never been my reason. But maybe it's yours, right? Maybe it's yours. And if it is, you should use it. Whatever it takes, whatever you can get to drive you to succeed in math or anything, use it. As long as it's not too negative. His reason was a little bit, I don't know. I don't have the right word for it. Antagonistic. I don't know. It was kind of like, if this person can do it, I can do it. But the way he said it to me was a little bit aggressive. But I mean, it's not a bad reason, right? Like if you have a classmate and you see them succeed, well, why can't you succeed, right? Why not? If Joe or Sarah can get an A on the test, then why can't you? Right? They're human beings just like you. They eat, they go to the bathroom, they sleep. They're regular people, right? They're just people. They're just people. Just like you, right? We're all people. If they can do it, you can do it. So that's the first reason. The second reason is one I had. This one helped me when I was an undergraduate. It stopped working in grad school, and I'll tell you why. It was competition. I was a very competitive person. So if you compete with your classmates, if you try to be the best, you're going to do pretty good. So that's a solid piece of advice right there. Try to be number one, not just get an A. Try to be the best person in your algebra class. Try to be the best person in your calculus class, the best person in your advanced calculus class. Are you going to be the best? No, the world doesn't work that way. A lot of times we work really, really hard and we don't get the results we want. That happens. It's normal. It's how you deal with those failures. It's how you get up off the ground and come back at it again. That's what separates people who succeed and people who fail. So it's okay to be competitive, but don't be self-destructive. A lot of people have this thing where they'll compete and then they'll fail and they'll beat themselves up over it. And if you're one of those people, stop. I have been fortunate in my life that it's not in my personality to be that kind of person. I think some people just have that personality because we're all different, right? We all have strengths, weaknesses, and different personalities. Some people are that way. So if you're that way, try to view it as healthy competition. Do your best, and then just know if you failed, well, you just didn't work hard enough. That's what I would tell myself. I would work super hard. I would work so hard. I mean, I would come home from school. I would go to my room. I would sit on my tiny little desk, and it was hot, and I would just do math, and I would read the same book over and over again because I didn't have that many books because I didn't have any money, and it was horrible. It was so hard. I sacrificed relationships. It was so difficult. It was so painful. It is a struggle for all of us. And then when I failed, I would just tell myself I didn't work hard enough. That worked for me. So it might work for you. Competition. Try to be the best. And was I always the best? No, I was not. When I got to graduate school, it failed. So here's the catch. In graduate school, I was average, right? I was not able to be top 3. There was people there from all over the world. I mean, some really smart people. I mean, just freaky smart. Think about that, right? Who goes to graduate school? You get all the best math students from all the best schools in the entire world, and they go to graduate school. So it's like this elite society of math people who are just really freakishly good at math, and they're all highly motivated, and they're all like dying to be there. Plus, you get paid to go to graduate school, so it's like your livelihood. So it's a big deal. So it's hard to be number one there. It really, really is. Competitiveness, that's the second one. The third one might work for most of you, and it was the reason I went to college. I didn't go to college to study math. No. I went to college because I wanted a better life, right? I was tired of working at steel factories and gas stations. There's nothing wrong with that, but I just wanted something else. So I wanted to be a computer programmer because I taught myself to code in C. I found this book on C programming. I read the whole book. I did every single exercise. And I was like, wow, this is really cool. And I was online on some internet forum. I think it was the C programming forums. I don't even know if it exists anymore. And people were asking homework questions on C programming. And I'm like, people go to school to learn to program? Oh, what's this? So I signed up for college. I took a programming class. I sat in the front of the class and I was that guy. Like, too much fun. Well, I didn't sit in the front. I sat in the back. But I remember correcting the teacher quite a few times. Middle row. I corrected the teacher quite a few times. In any case, I went to college because I wanted to better my life. And then I accidentally discovered math. Math was basically forced on me. I failed the entrance exam in mathematics. I got put in like pre-algebra, which is like below intermediate algebra. None of them are college credit. So I was, very, very basic math. They threw me in at the bottom of the barrel, right? Because I sucked. I was not good at mathematics. And I found out that, on my first test, I got 100, right? And I worked so hard. I just, it was my one shot because I wanted a better life. So I was hungry. right? Stay hungry. If you are in college right now, realize this. This is the only time in your life you're in college, probably, right? In 20 years, you're not going to be in college. You might be married. You might have children. You might have a job. Once you have a full-time job, it's very hard to go back to school. Props to everyone watching this video who works and goes to school. That is a challenge. I did that for a little while, and then I ended up quitting my job and taking out a bunch of student loan debt. I mean, it was just the way I took. It was my approach. Stay hungry, right? Realize this is the only time in your life you're going to be in college. So if you're in an algebra class, this is the only time you're there. Make it count, right? Sure, getting an A might not be the difference between having a better life and not a good life. And there's no guarantees, right? There's no guarantees. People say, oh, college is worthless. There's no guarantees. There's no guarantees in life anyways, right? You wake up every day and you do the best you can and you hope for the best. That's how we all live. That's how you have to live. That's how you have to live your life. Do your best every day. Give it 100%. And so when you're in college, take advantage of the opportunity, right? Do your best, right? This is your one shot. This is your one life, right? So that's the reason. That's my third reason, is financial, a better life, right? That's, it doesn't matter if you're studying math or not. It doesn't matter what degree you're getting, right? You're trying to improve your life. Most people go to college to improve their lives. And that's one of the things that I think, I don't want to talk bad about people, but I think a lot of people don't realize that about college students. That people go to college because they're trying to make a better life, right? So give them a break, right? I don't know. I just think that I feel like people in school have it hard. So find your reasons, whatever they may be. Maybe you have different reasons, but you need them. You need those reasons to do mathematics, right? You need to find your reasons, because when you find your reasons, you're going to be able to succeed in anything, right? If you have a reason to do anything, you're going to do it. You just need to have a good reason. So find it. And that's more important than what book to use. It's more important than how many hours a day to study or where to start or what course to buy. Find your reasons, right? You need to have reasons for success, and they need to be good reasons. If your reasons are not strong enough, you need to reevaluate what's going on here. Do some deep thinking here. Go for a walk, go for a run, something, right? Clear your head space and try to figure out what it is you want to do with your life, and then go for it 100%. What are your reasons? Do you have any tips for people watching this video? Any advice, any cool stories? Leave a comment if you do. Also, I have courses on my website for sale, math courses, mathsorcerer.com or freemathvids.com. They are on the Udemy platform, which is a well-established platform. But if you buy them, please use the links from my website or through the description of any of my videos. So I've got a bunch of courses there, and I've set the price to the minimum that Udemy lets me set them. Also, if you use Instagram, check me out on The Real Math Sorcerer. That's my Instagram. And subscribe. If you're still watching this, you're not a subscriber, consider subscribing. But yeah, find your reasons. Now go do some math.